Cobwebs clung to the rafters, thick with dust and secrets. A fire crackled in the hearth, casting flickering shadows that danced with a life of their own. The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of herbs and something ancient, something unnameable. Outside, a storm raged, mirroring the turmoil brewing within the small cottage. Agatha, her face etched with worry lines, stirred a bubbling cauldron. Her long silver hair flowed down her back like a waterfall of moonlight. At her feet, a sleek black cat, Midnight, watched with unsettlingly intelligent eyes. Midnight wasn't just any cat. He was Agatha's familiar, bound to her by magic and loyalty. He sensed her unease, his emerald eyes reflecting the flickering flames. A low growl rumbled in his chest, a primal warning. Tonight something was different. A gust of icy wind rattled the windows, and the shadows in the room seemed to deepen. A chill snaked its way down Agatha's spine, raising goosebumps on her arms. A presence, cold and menacing, began to seep into the room, an unwelcome guest drawn to the magic that crackled in the air. Agatha gasped, her hand flying to her chest as a wave of dizziness washed over her. Midnight hissed, his back arching. He could feel it too. A malevolent entity, hungry and vengeful. The temperature plummeted, the air growing thick and oppressive. The spectral figure solidified, resolving into the form of a skeletal man, his eyes burning with a cold, malevolent fire. He moved with an unnatural grace, his feet not quite touching the ground. Midnight's growl deepened into a guttural snarl. He knew, with a certainty that bypassed conscious thought, that this creature meant harm to Agatha. He would defend her even if it cost him his last life. Section 5, Claws of Defiance. The skeletal figure lunged for Agatha, its skeletal hand outstretched, crackling with spectral energy. Midnight sprang, a black bolt of fur and fury intercepting the attack. His claws raked across the spectre's arm, drawing a scream that seemed to claw at the edges of reality. The spectre roared, its voice a hollow echo of something long dead. It turned its malevolent gaze upon Midnight, and the cat felt a chill pierce his very being. This creature was powerful, ancient, but Midnight was bound to protect Agatha, and protect her he would. Section 6, A Whisker Away from Doom. The room became a whirlwind of claws and spectral energy. Midnight fought with a ferocity born of desperation, dodging and weaving, landing blow after blow, but the spectre was relentless, its power seemingly endless. Agatha, struggling to overcome the wave of dizziness, watched in horror as Midnight was thrown against the wall, a yowl escaping his throat. He was outmatched. She could see it. Desperation clawed at her. She had to do something, anything. Section 7, The Ritual's End. Agatha's hand closed around a small silver amulet that hung around her neck. It was a last resort, a dangerous gamble, but she had to try. She began to chant, her voice low and urgent, the words of an ancient spell flowing from her lips. The amulet pulsed with a warm light, the air shimmering around them. The spectre hesitated, momentarily distracted. That was all the time Midnight needed. He launched himself at the creature, claws extended, aiming for the heart of the spectral figure. Section 8, A World Saved, A Bond Tested. His claws met their mark, sinking into the chest of the spectre. A howl filled with rage and anguish echoed through the room as the spectral form convulsed violently. The air crackled and sparked, the scent of ozone sharp and biting. Then, with a final ear-splitting shriek, the spectre vanished, leaving behind only a wisp of smoke and the lingering chill of evil. Agatha rushed to Midnight's side, her heart pounding in her chest. He was wounded. She could see that, but he was alive. She gathered him in her arms, burying her face in his fur. "You saved me," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "You saved us both." Section 9, Echoes in the Silence. As the adrenaline faded, a chilling thought wormed its way into Agatha's mind. The spectre, powerful as it was, had been drawn to her magic, to the ritual she had been performing, a ritual of binding, of containment, a ritual meant to trap a malevolent entity. Her gaze fell upon Midnight. his emerald eyes glowing in the firelight. He stared back at her, a knowing look in his eyes. The truth settled upon her, cold and heavy. She hadn't been binding the spectre, she had been binding him, her familiar, her protector. And in doing so, she had unleashed something far worse upon the world. Please like and subscribe.